Hey Vintage Church, my name is Dustin Turner. I serve as the equipping pastor here, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about the material that we have for our community groups for 2014 as we walk through the book of Acts in our series that we're calling The Movement. Now, this is primarily for our community group leaders, but it's also for those of you that just want to journey with us, that want to walk through the book of Acts as we do as well. And so today I have two resources that I want to talk to you about very briefly. The first one is this introduction to the book of Acts. It's basically a quick guide to tell you things like who wrote the book of Acts, why was it written, when was it written, who was it written to. There's also a section in there to give you more resources in books and also online resources to help you keep studying the book for yourself. So that's an introduction booklet. You can find these resources online, vintageunited.tv/the movement. The other resource that we just posted for at least 2 weeks on our website is our community group study. And as the year progresses, we're going to continue to post those studies so you have access to them. The community group study is the material that we're going to be walking through each week in our community groups. And when you get this document, what you're going to find is it's several pages in length, but it's designed to be a tool for you. And one of the first sections in this material is using the movement community group study. This is a small thing that I wrote to kind of help you learn and navigate the material. What's the best ways for you to use it? So there's things in here like make sure you pray. There's advice on how to prepare, personalizing the material to fit your community group, encouraging your group to do further study and ask questions, and encouraging regular worship gathering attendance. This material is working alongside the preaching series that we're doing every Sunday. And so when you come to our gatherings, what you hear and what you learn on a Sunday is enhancing what you're learning during the week in your community group study, but vice versa. When you're in your community group, what you're learning there is enhancing what you're hearing on a Sunday morning. So regular attendance is important. And then finally, finding ways to practice what you study, making what you study and what you go through on a weekly basis in your community group practical, where it hits the street, where the rubber meets the road, where it becomes something that you actually live out. So after that section, you're going to then find the community group study overview. And this is designed to be a 2 to 3 page kind of teaching outline to give you an idea that as you're teaching and preparing, this is kind of what you're going to walk through. And so what you're going to find on this page is number one, goals. There's always going to be every week 3 to 4 goals that as you're preparing and as you're getting ready to lead a discussion or teach, that these are things that you want your group to walk away from. These are things that when they leave that evening or that day, these are things that they've learned or that they've applied or that they've started to think about. Then you're going to find an introduction to the lesson. Normally this is going to be a brief paragraph with a few questions to kind of get the ball rolling, some hook questions to grab people into the conversation. And then you're going to actually get into the body. And what we have in the body of the material are main section headings with questions. And in those are paragraphs to kind of help continue to move the conversation along. So that's the overview that you're going to find. And at the end of that overview, there's a section called Be the Church. And these are just some ideas and activities to help you and your community group be on mission, to get more involved, to take what you're learning and apply it to everyday life. And so you want to take a look at that. What follows that is kind of more of the meat and potatoes of this study. Everything that you've read in the overview is just expanded in this section. And so in this section, as you're reading, there's more content, there's more commentary to kind of, as you're preparing and planning to ask questions, there's more there to kind of give you some background or give you some more that if someone asks a question, you have more content to share. And the goal of all of this is to help facilitate a discussion in which your community group is able to grow. Now, all of this, what's important about this is that this was written with all of our community groups and more in mind. And so you're going to have to cut, you're going to have to paste, you're going to have to personalize this. But this material is for us is that as Vintage Church, as we go through this year, 2014, and study through the book of Acts and understand the movement that God has called us to, hopefully we will grow to, number one, understand that movement more, but number two, join in that movement. So I want to encourage you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is dustin@vintageunited.tv. Thanks.